Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to some more predictions. We have the Road to Rio, the NA matchups. We have the Europe matches on the previous video, so you guys can go click that. We have all of these matchups right here. Yes, all the European ones we have. If you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe. I am one of the best predictors in the game, and I will make you money, I promise you that. Diving right into the NA matchups, let's take a look at 100 Thieves versus Triumph. Now, 100 Thieves haven't had the best results as of late. They had a nice win over Evil Geniuses, but they did lose to Genji, Furia, MIBR. So they've lost to pretty much everyone besides Evil Geniuses, I guess. Triumph, on the other hand, was able to take a map off Genji and Cloud9. And yeah, Triumph is a really a lower tier NA team, but they're on the rise and they've played some pretty good CS. And honestly, this is where I want to focus this matchup on, is we're not going to be betting on the series, we're not going to be betting on the winner, we're going to solely be betting on map number 1. If we look here, map number 1 is surely going to be Dust 2, or one of these weaker maps that 100 Thieves struggles on. Overpass is Triumph's best map, and obviously they will unfortunately not be able to pick this, because this is 100 Thieves permaban. Where I think they could do the most damage is actually picking Dust 2. If we look at their previous matchups, they were able to take a nice win off of Genji, and I feel like they're feeling pretty confident on Dust 2. If we look at 100 Thieves, however, they've lost their last 2 matchups recently as of the online games, so they've been losing recently a lot on Dust 2. My personal advice to everyone betting on this game, if you have to bet on it, would be map number 1, Triumph plus 5.5 rounds. If you can find that bet, put it in. If you can't, do whatever you want, but I wouldn't recommend betting too much on this game, just given the inconsistencies of both teams. Cloud9 versus Evil Geniuses, onto the second matchup. So, Cloud9 have looked decent. I've been watching a lot of their games. They were able to win closeout games against the lower tier NA scene, the orglesses, the Triumphs, the Envies, the Bad News Bears. So they've done a decent job at closing out those NA games. Now we look at Evil Geniuses. They lost to 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves, mind you, played decently well that game, except they did suck on Dust 2. Now anyways, back to what we're focusing on. Evil Geniuses, they've 2-0'd Orgless, they 2-0'd Furia, they lost to Liquid. My general, always my thoughts with Evil Geniuses is they tend to squash the lower NA teams. They don't really have a problem with the lower tier NA teams, and a team like Cloud9, that they share a pretty even map pool, except the one abiding factor is that Evil Geniuses can ban Overpass, and that is literally one of Cloud9's best maps. They could either play Train, which is also Evil Geniuses' one of their best maps. They could play Dust 2, but here's the problem with Dust 2. Evil Geniuses have played very close matchups against the top teams. In this series specifically, I am picking Evil Geniuses to win 2-0 solely due to the fact that Cloud9 hasn't played any real top 10 teams as of late, and I think that Evil Geniuses will smash them. That is my prediction. 2-0 Evil Geniuses. It may be a closer game, but I do still think that Evil Geniuses will pick up both maps. On to the last matchup we have here versus Genji and orgless. This is a pretty straightforward matchup. Genji have looked inconsistent online, but lately they've been pulling out some wins. They beat the Thieves and they beat Triumph. Orgless, on the other hand, have not been able to close out any games. And this is the one thing I sort of want to focus on. They can take a map. Obviously, they couldn't against Evil Geniuses, but they could take a map off most of these teams. And now when we look at the map pool, it kind of confirms my thought that Orgless will take a map. Orgless loves Nuke. That is their main sort of pick. And as of late, they've been pretty good on it. They beat Dignitas, they beat Cloud9, and as of recently in the online, they beat Cloud9. They smashed them. So they are looking really solid on Nuke, and I actually watched their last 2 Nuke performances, and they do look pretty solid. We look at Genji on the other hand, and they've had some struggles on Nuke as of late. They have not been able to find that same success that they had when they were picking it. They lost to Havu at Flashpoint, and they have not played it since. That is one thing I want to focus on, is that they clearly don't like Nuke anymore. They do not pick it. And that is why I think that Orgless can actually come up with some very nice counter strats with FNS, and they have enough of a talented roster that they could beat a team like Gen.G head to head. They just need to find the right map, and of course, Nuke is that map for them. I think that they're going to be able to take Nuke. My prediction is Orgless plus 1.5 maps, and that is it for the NA matches. Make sure you check up the European matches, and also the number one thing you guys can do to support me is just to subscribe. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, and I will see you guys with another video. Good luck to everyone betting, and let's make some money.